In today's episode of What the Hell Are They Thinking, we're going to be taking a look at some of the absurd prices that people have listed their comics for online. And trust me when I say there are some absolute gems in here, so let's have some fun. And for more comic books and comic-related content, head over to genoscomics.com. Okay, people, so we're all comic collectors. We're all love to go out and hunt for comics, and whether we're in person or online, we're always out there even just browsing. So whether you're looking at eBay, mycomicshop.com, Facebook Marketplace, Twitter, any message boards, any of that, you're always going to come across some interesting things. And one of the things that I always find some pleasure in is seeing some of those, and I'll take a screenshot of them, like, all right, we got to talk about those at some point. And it's like, you know what? Collected a bunch of those, so that's what we're going to do today. And most of these are from eBay, but there's one we're going to start with from not my comic shop, but from Facebook Marketplace, which was just an absolute stunner. So the very first one is that one from Facebook Marketplace, Disney comic book one, which probably started this whole thing with even just checking these out. So we got comic Walt Disney Uncle Scrooge. That's the listing title, as you can see there. They won $1,000 for this. 1,000 American dollars. Look at this. That's not all. So that's not even all of it. What they did was their second image was this picture, this screenshot of from mycomicshop.com with a graded copy, a CGC 9.4. They showed on here, listed at $1,059. And then of course, because you know the topper, you got to put them side by side. Like, hey, this is the same comic book, so they listed that one for $4,000. I'm gonna list mine for $1,000. Not a chance, sir. You are out of your mind. Moving on. So next one, we got tons of cool stuff. Now this one, speaking of CGC, because I want to show you this one. So follow me on this. You got X-Men number 6, you know, the early 1991 X-Men run, volume 2, Chris Claremont, Jim Lee, Scott Williams, all those. Fantastic run. X-Men number 6, third appearance of Meg Red. We got Maverick in here. $45. $45. X-Men number 7, more Mega Red, Maverick. I guess long shot too, maybe. $79.99. And X-Men number 5, second appearance of Mega Red. You know, his first appearance was X-Men number 4. First cover, or what is it? First cover appearance, Maverick. Is he on there? I don't think so. Maybe it's just saying his on the cover. But you got Maverick in here. $54.99. They want $55 for that. But here's why those prices are like that. So we're going to jump over to another listing from this seller. Superman 204, that great piece, great cover art by Jim Lee, Scott Williams, for the For Tomorrow arc with Brian Azzarello. Cool arc, whatever, you know. $99.99. They want $100 for that book. And this is why. If you look at the ass end of the listing title, CGC It and 9.8 in parentheses. You know, everything with grading is everything's a 9.8. It's got to be 9.8, blah, blah, blah. 9.8 candidate. Oh, this is a candidate, blah, blah, blah. It's not politics. So that's what is on all those other X-Men listings at the end of the title of this. CGC It. CGC It. And then probably 9.8 in parentheses, because that's the world of comics that we're in. It never ceases to amaze me. All the nonsense in this world. This book is $1, $2, depending on where you are, what shop you're at, what convention you're at. Easily, almost, you can probably get it for $2 for $1, again, depending on where you are. But because we can guarantee you it's a 9.8 candidate. Oh yeah, sure, you can guarantee that. So what happens if it's not? Then what? Well, I'm sure in the details it's probably it's not held liable or something like that. It was some nonsense. Again, cool book, especially those X-Men books. This book, great books to have in your collection, especially if you're just looking even just for art. Like Jim Lee, you're gonna kill it. But $100 for that book? Like, just even add up all those. I'm not even gonna do that, but that's insane what they're looking to charge for that. And speaking of some questionable CGC listings, let's take a look at this beauty right here. Uncanny X-Men number 101, CGC 6.0, 1976. First appearance of Phoenix, also the origin. And got appearance of Black Tom Cassidy. Key. Got to put key in the title there, because, you know, that's the world we're living in. Yeah, go ahead. Take a second. Look at that picture. I'll give you some time. Go ahead. So did you notice anything from the picture and the title, CGC 6.0? But if you look at the picture, that's definitely a plastic cover that you would have in a binder. So where's the CGC 6.0 coming at? And if you graded it, which you probably did, why do people give number grades to raw books? Use a description. That's what those good, very fine, you know what I mean? Use those. Don't use numbers. Numbers are for when it's encapsulated and graded that way. Otherwise, use those terms that everybody has come to use for decades now. So why are you doing this? Who are you doing this for? No, maybe it's trying to catch people, but, and even as I'm recording this, I haven't decided if I'm going to share all the sellers' names, if I'm going to black them out or not. But this one has 0 feedback. So now this is related to a discussion for another video, but it's kind of one of those eBay red flags. You're going online, you're looking for stuff, especially comics. This is one of those things. Look at their feedback, obviously, for anybody. But if it's a 0, now with the caveat, everybody, once you start on eBay, everybody's at 0. You got to make some transactions and you kind of build up some feedback. And that's how you get that number there. So, like, is this a scam? Who's to say? Is it just, I don't know. You never know. And at this, when I did the screenshot, this is what they're at. Who knows if it's a real account? Maybe they build up some feedback. I don't know. But speaking of feedback, we're going to go to this one because I thought this one was just quite a gem as well. And this is, again, this is from an account that actually has feedback. They've done business on eBay and racked up at least a 4-figure feedback score. Amazing Spider-Man 361, CGC 9.8, first appearance of Carnage, $999.99 plus $50 shipping. Or best offer, so you got to include that in there. Or best offer. Whoo, yeah, 1 million American dollars. Yep, that's what this seller listed on this. How? Was it a mistake? Did they do some auto, I don't know, some auto transfer program from another website, which is possible. But I mean, I guess it's possible. I don't know. And like an auto listing feature or something, because there's no way you think this is $1 million book. No chance in hell. Like, no. So I don't understand. And that's why I led with the, like, okay, this is an account that has spent some time on eBay. So building up a feedback score. And this is like, what? Like, just how? It's like, kind of sit back and go, is this realistic? It can't be, but it is. This is a Photoshop. This is realistic. Speaking of my man Carnage, Symbiote Supreme, aka Cletus Cassidy, here's another one. Amazing Spider-Man 361, CGC 9.6 white pages, first appearance of my main man. And of course, you got the flame emoji there because, you know, it's hot listing. Gotta make sure people, gotta make it stick out for all the browsers. $1,699.99 or best offer. So, you know, go ahead, shoot your shot. I would, even though I already have this book. But there's no way you think this is a $1,700 book. Ooh, and I love Carnage, but I wouldn't pay $1,700 for this. Even you can get a 9.8 signature series for cheaper than this. $1,700? And then look at that jump though. If you look at the other listing, $1,700 for 9.6 to $1 million for 9.8. this what even is life? This isn't real. We're in a simulation. It doesn't make any sense. But the show must go on. Here's another gem. X-Men 64, first appearance of my main man Sunfire, all the way from, you know, Japan. CBCS 3.5. Now, just by that, if it just that alone, it'd be fine. No issues there. But this one isn't so much about the price. This is just the listing. CBCS 3.5, like CGC. Anybody who's going after a graded copy of a book knows what CBCS is. So the reason you put CGC in the title that has nothing, that isn't, and it isn't a CGC book, is to get those 3 letters in your listing. So when somebody does a search, it's gonna come up in there. So Somebody's searching, hey, I need the first appearance of Sunfire. Let me type in X-Men 64 CGC. Even though you don't have a CGC book, your listing is going to pop up in there because you have everything else in that title. So yep, it's going to pop up right along with the search results. That's just the internet, and I'm guessing, pretty sure I feel like I have a decent idea of how eBay's algorithm can work in search terms, so that's probably what's going to happen. So as far as the price, $250. Who's to say? Maybe you could get it cheaper. Does it cost that much right now? I don't know. Somebody do some research on it. You'll figure it out. And now, these ones I thought was this one, we're moving off, switching gears from CGC for a bit, because this one I thought was some absolute gems. So I was looking for some just kind of runs of Captain America out there. I've had some good luck finding runs of Captain America, so I'm like, hey, let's see what's out there. Then came across these. All these are from the same seller. 5 Captain America Marvel comic books, numbers in the 250s, $80. Ugh, $80.39. Seriously? Like Dead Presidents, Green Money, little paper things that we fold up and use to buy stuff, pay for gas and all that other stuff. You want $80 of those for those 5 books? 8 Captain America Marvel comic books in the 400s, $60. Another one, 8, $60. Just out of 5 Captain America books in the 400s, 66 issues in the 430s, going into 440s, $60. But if you notice, look at the listings. Those are 60% off prices. So somebody actually listed those even higher up. $150 and $200 for that one 5-issue run. That's $40 a book that you originally listed that at, for books that you get for $3, $4, $5. And those issues in the 400s, most of those dollar bin books, $2 books. Like, what are we doing? Like, there's no way you just sit back, like typing away, doing your listing. Like, all right, yeah, this is, yep, sure, these are some $10 books. Dollar bin, easy, 2 for $1, $2. Again, $1, $2 range, depending on where you are. I've seen those, plenty of those in $1, $2 books, maybe $3, depending on, probably if you're at a convention, they're like, hey, you're gonna go from $2 books to $3 books for, you don't just get the extra boost in there. Fair enough, I can see that, but $60 for, nope, not today, son. Not today, Satan. Not doing that. And then going back to X-Men, because we got a lot of X-Men love, obviously. Just happened to be just searching for some X-Men stuff and seeing some of these beauties out there because the internet. X-Men number 2, November 1991, Magneto Triumphant, Claremont, Jim Lee, Marvel. $200 or best offer for number 2. Yeah, I've picked up 2 of these recently within the last year or so for pay $5 for one and I think $2 or $3 for another copy. $200? Nah. Like, only reasonable explanation is the seller was listing this and they just added a couple extra zeros when they didn't mean to. But then they also wouldn't explain like why you would post that. When you posted it, did you look at it again? You didn't review it before you hit like post, submit, like what? And then the picture, what are you doing with the picture? It looks like you're sitting like at a weird angle in front of your window, in front of your blinds, your curtains. Or were you trying to make it seem like it had a, I don't know, a foil effect or something? What are we doing? Like, there's just no way people were just doing these legit. They're just like clearly just absent-minded thoughts or something. Who's to say? And now this one isn't so much about the price because it's really just the ending price I thought was interesting. I want to touch on, so it's not really about the seller. But we got rare 1979. It's not rare at all. Bronze Age X-Men 129. First appearance of Kitty Pryde, Emma Frost, and I think Sebastian Shaw. High grade. Okay, cool. Direct edition. You see the slash through the barcode. It ended at $363.88. I know you can get raw copies of this for significantly cheaper because I have, and some damn good grades too. But maybe it was just it's just one of those things about buying comics online auctions. Like, you just have, that's why we get so many outliers in prices, because just depending on what's going on, maybe if there are specs around at the time, or people just for whatever reason, there's just a surge of people going out to that book. But then at one point, and then weeks later, you could have some of the same auctions, similar books, and just go for significantly cheaper or even much higher. It's just one of those weird moments in time. So I just thought that was just kind of a bonus throw in, because that's what I do for the people. So just so you can have that one. And then we're going to finish with my favorite book of all time. That's right, Uncanny X-Men number 304. We got Fatal Attractions tie-in, Marvel 1993, Uncanny X-Men 304, $1,999 or best offer. Raw copy, not even graded, nothing. Yeah, but not to be outdone, and as they say, hold my beer. Marvel 1993, Uncanny X-Men 304, $2,800. Yeah, you. Speaking of hold my beer, you had to have been drunk to submit this and think you were going to get that for this book. And I love this book. It's my favorite book of all time. I'll say that plenty of times. I just said it. And I have 6-7 copies of this myself, and combined I haven't paid anywhere near that. So why? Like $2-3, $4 or $5, maybe $10. Got the foil whatever thing, or the hologram on there, and just the Fatal Attractions being just a pretty cool X over from the 90s. Maybe, like, okay, I can see you kind of getting there and everything in there. You got the acolytes in there as well, but $2,000 American dollars? Nah, son. Nope, this is just insane. And there's like, all this is just kind of reminiscent of people thinking that they could get just the obscene prices like at antique shows and everything. Once like those big expensive auctions started happening, and like people find old Golden Age books, especially Superman, Batman stuff, and those going for, you know, 6-7 figures. And then all of a sudden people's like, oh, every old book, every old comic book I have is going to be worth thousands of dollars, hundreds of thousands, maybe millions. No, not every old ass comic book you have is going to be worth that type of money. Some of them won't be worth a couple dollars. Yeah. And that's it. I mean, you're not just going to be pulling Action Comics #1 out of your damn wall and just fetching $1 million out of it. No, that's just not going to happen. So that's a lot of seeing some of this. It just always reminds me of that type of thing. And it's kind of like, all right, every old comic book you have is not gonna go into your retirement fund. It just doesn't work like that. But because I'm a man with people, we got one more bonus one that I had to throw in just because it's not as significant, but it's just an interesting one. Yeah, Batman 96 from the current run, first appearance of Clown Hunter. 2 listings here. One for $199. Fair enough. On the book here, $9.99 is cool. Another seller listed it as $29.99 or best offer, but you get free shipping too. So there's that. $2 or $30. Why the discrepancy? Now this book I probably have a couple copies of. I'm sure I do, from the DC Walmart comic packs. So, and I get people wanting to throw them up. You got extra books. Okay, first appearance Clown Hunter, cool. You want to sell it, but how did it get? Like, I just don't understand. I'm just curious. Like when you go list yours for $30 and you had to have checked comps, and then you see another listing, maybe this one came after that or before, who's to say? But there's no way you're like, all right, almost $30. Even if that $2 listing wasn't up before, you couldn't have legit thought that $30 was gonna do. No, not a chance. But it's just fun. So this is just something, again, this is something I just had every time I find something interesting. I just take a screenshot of it, like, oh, leave it as a talking point for later on discussion video. And just something fun to kind of talk about it, because as I always say, it's never just about just reading comic books. That's not just, you know, part of the fun of this medium. There's so much other things that you can find and have discussions and conversations about. And this is just one of those many, many ones. So I just wanted to share this with people and just get some of your own experiences finding just obscene prices on comic books, either in person or online. So yeah, just go ahead and share your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. I want to hear what books you were looking at or came across, or prices, and if you said anything to the person, like what'd you say? What was their response? And just, I don't know, I'm just curious to see what other experiences people have encountered like this. So yeah, share in the comments below. Happy reading, happy hunting, happy collecting. This is Genoscomics. Thanks for watching, and peace out.